Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our Amazon page. Please remember to shop Amazon, and when you do, go to MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon or click the Amazon link on our website. It's the best way to shop and the best way to support this program. Now, on with the show.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
I'd like to talk for a moment, again, it seems like every other day we're doing this, about social media, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to talk on the Mike O'Mara Show about, this new fun toy that's been around for a couple of months, but I've only recently started to have a lot of fun with it, and it's called Facebook Live. And I realized early on that Facebook Live is a very, very fun way to reach people and perhaps turn some new people onto the show.
Can you give a thumbnail of what it is? Because I think a lot of people think it's a show at the Winter Garden.
People actually put posts up on Facebook. They put status updates. They put pictures. They share. They do that. Well, Facebook Live is an opportunity for you to go on your Facebook page and broadcast live with a camera on your smartphone. And once you do that, it records, and then the video just stays up there. Right. So you get it live, and then you get it for posterity for
Or you get it
time.
live and let it delete itself.
How does that work?
So it's just a little setting within your actual account.
Really? But if I let that happen, I wouldn't get the incredible ego gratification of watching the numbers mount.
You mean when it auto plays when someone just scrolls up?
yeah, it doesn't matter.
He likes that.
Shut up, you.
He likes
You're
a lot of
trying to
aspects of Facebook Live.
Yeah. I like to think they linger.
Oh, Mike's
on
a friend. I'm going to watch the whole thing. Not at all.
I think. I
watched it. It was canned television. Let me tell you that.
I got in on like 20 seconds
of it. All right, shut up, both of you. I want to tell my story. So
Shannon,
yesterday, I decided, it's a big day in the O'Mara household. We're going to take the little guy out to the movies for the very first time. I'll tell you that story in a minute here. But
Conjuring 2?
Said, I'm excited. Pardon me?
Would you take him to see the Conjuring 2?
He likes the scary stuff.
Yeah, kids love the
Just
horror.
like
you should have been with me. You should have been with me at the ticket booth.
Oh,
to be honest with you. Yeah, that comedy's not lost on me.
Emmanuel,
and especially how old is he? I said 18. All right, so okay. Look, comedy is my life. That's what I do. But anyway,
or the bluefish.
I thought it would be sweet as he gets up from his nap and Mama is doing a little toothbrush with the kid,
right?
To video and say we're going to the movies, and I'm really excited. He looks cute in his little outfit, and Mama's brushing his teeth. And I videotape the whole thing, and then I go back and I look at it immediately, and I go, "Oh my God, what have I done?" I was stunned that so many people take a peek at these type of things, and it's really non-committal. It's not likes, it's not comments, but it's really just people looking at it. And Oscar mentioned if you scroll on it, it plays, and you get credit for it. Okay, yeah. It's like, why do you? They're the smartest guy in the room again. Go get your effing MBA, will you? So anyway, but the fact is, all right, because the total likes, by the way, the total likes that I have on this is 474. So
yes,
that's more than your average.
That's your core number, I imagine. You average though a solid 1,000+ likes within like a family post.
A family, yeah, but I still think that when I see 7.2. Over 7,000 views. That to me is very, very special. And I know it's people going back and doing it again. I think that's how it works. But this was a record holder. And as soon as I made the video, I said, I'm going to make this was my intent. I swear to God, please understand, this was my intent. I wanted to take a little video of my son getting ready to go to his first movie.
Time capsule.
That's what I want. I was not intending anything else. What happened, as soon as I review it, I realized that I am leaning over the sink, and so is Mrs. O'Mara, and I am giving our listeners the cleavage shot of cleavage shots.
I thought you knew what you were doing. I was like, this
thought,
is
Scorsese.
Because there's a screen cap that is a still shot.
Oh, I haven't seen the screen cap.
And when you when you go to Mike's page,
there it is,
and it's a randomly selected still shot, and there was I did not comment on it, although I did notice it.
Let me eyeball this.
And then there was
I'm looking right down Mrs. O'Mara's cleavage right there. There it is, everybody. Yeah,
and I said, "Oh, it's not going to be long before someone makes some sort of inappropriate comment."
Let me see how long it took. I'll go back to the first comment because I will give the person credit. Here's the thing: you get the majority of the comments are how cute my son is, and I appreciate those. They're very kind. And then I get a hi, Mike, and then I get a hi, Michael. Hey, Mike. Helen writes nice. That's it. And then my buddy Fried, former motorman of the Arlington County Police Department, Fried Rice, the man who is now the big Capitals fan, my Capitals buddy,
nice
has
guy,
to write,
and
he writes with an exclamation point, "Hello, Mama." And it begins, and the floodgates open, and I
do think that someone had to sort of take the safety seal off that comment before the floodgates opened, and it's good that he did it and not some sort of creepy guy from Sacramento.
It was good that a friend of mine, but I was also pissed. I'm like, oh great,
yeah.
And then Jonathan Ginsburg, who really masters the art of subtlety, writes cleavage.
Well,
thanks,
good.
Jonathan. In case no one noticed, thank you very much. I truly appreciate that.
George, I'm sorry, but I do believe George Bernard Shaw used to hire Ginsburg to punch up his stuff because of his classy, erudite sense of humor.
I have determined that this, even though Oscar says people scroll over it, it still is a tremendous driver for new listeners of the show.
The key to this is Carla.
The key is Carla.
You put Carla in more videos. You're going to be A-okay.
Well, I'm not above that.
Well, Mike, you have got a great product to sell with that boy. But what you need is Carla spinning the arrow. You need her out front spinning the sign to get people to come on in. And it's going to work.
If we do it this way, and we're experimenting with a lot of ways to utilize this wonderful service, so perhaps weekly, bi-weekly recap of the show, or just I pop on, and anytime I have something to say, and then I'm sitting there, and at the end, I just, don't you agree, Carla? And she says something like, yes, I do.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's,
I think if you just put a picture of her on elliptical, you'd be fine.
Yeah. Just a grainy still shot would be okay.
Just a video. See
Yeah,
how many likes that gets.
By the way, that
compare
was
them.
my radio name when I worked in Erie, Pennsylvania. Hi, it's Grainy Stillshot. How are you? I'm Grainy.
Well, what would be great is, look, if you had an ongoing bit on Facebook Live of you sitting on the couch and her exercising.
Yeah, in the background. Hey, it could start with her introducing you from the elliptical. And now here's Mike, and then hit the button and it turns around, and it's just you smiling. Because what everyone else is watching on Facebook Live, you are in the room, baby.
Yeah, you're there.
You're there.
Well,
with
it's a window into your soul.
Very frustrating.
With popcorn.
Yeah. And little Michael.
Very
little Michael's sitting right there.
I'm going to go live right now.
Oh, good.
Okay. Just as an experiment.
Right.
Please.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Facebook Live on the Mike O'Mara Show. I'm here with my mates. There they are right there. That if you saw that, I don't know if you did. Okay.
Anyway, you gotta learn how to use the technology, Mike.
I know I don't know how to use the technology. We're live right now. As the if you're not doing anything, we urge you to go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and check out the Mike O'Mara Show. And also our stream. Are we streaming live, Pony?
Yes, we're streaming live. Yes.
Hey, it's a miracle. We're streaming live today, so you can go there. And we're having a nice discussion about Facebook Live and how my wife's cleavage resulted in multiple views.
Cleavage cam.
And I venture to say this little excerpt from the show probably will not result in as many views as the cleavage shot of my wife. And perhaps
where is she now?
Yeah, take
I'm
your
not
shirt. How about you take your shirt off?
Unfortunately, she's no longer here. I'm not taking my shirt off, but thank you. So anyway, this will distract me from the body of the show, so I'm going to finish right now and say I love all the smiles. I love all the loves. God bless all of you. Hi, Barry. Hi, Dale. Hi, Chris. Nice to see you. Hi, John Lawson. Nice to see you.
Someone's full of themselves.
Hi, Jen. Hi, Dale.
Yeah.
Let me look into my magic mirror and see what do I see.
Oh, Marcus Serta. Hi, Nicole.
Marcus Serta. Boo!
Doug Meyer. How you doing? Carla's not here. By the way, Carla O'Mara just wrote "Take It Off." You can start the show now. Thank you very much.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
And I'd like to present the first episode in the new TV series called The Driving Instructor. I'm the driving instructor, and seated next to me is a woman driver. How do you do? Oh, I see you've had one lesson already. Who was the instructor on that, Mrs. Webb? Mr. Adam. I'm sorry, here it is, Mr. Adams. Just let me read ahead and kind of familiarize myself with the case. How fast were you going when Mr. Adams jumped from the car? 75? And where was that? In your driveway. How far had Mr. Adams gotten in the lesson? Backing out. I see, you were backing out at 75, and that's when he jumped. Did he cover starting the car? All right, you want to start the car? Mrs. Webb, you just turned on the lights. You want to start the car? They all look alike, don't they? I don't know why they design them that way. All right, let's pull out into traffic. Now, what's the first thing we're going to do before we pull out into traffic? What did Mr. Adams do before he let you pull out into traffic? Well, I mean, besides praying, let's say. No, what I had in mind was checking the rear view mirror. You see, we always want to check the rear view. Don't pull out! Please don't cry. I'm sorry. But there was this bus, Mrs. Webb.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his office chair, here's Mike.
So much technology, so much distraction. I can't help myself. But by the way, Bob Newhart is still alive, correct, Rob? You didn't play that because he's dead?
No, he's with us. But apparently, if I play that, he'll be dead in 2 weeks.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. You just kissed his, you signed his death warrant. Live from the Pfeiffer Room in the heart of our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. This is the Mike O'Mara Show, on the air and online everywhere. The Mike O'Mara Show, a daily radio show and internet broadcast with the greatest listeners in the universe because they get it. If you're here, you will too. Our phone line's always open. I don't know why I say it. 888-920-MORE. That's
someone on the line right now.
920-6673. When we're on, you can call us anytime. Tell them to stand by. As much as against my better judgment, we'll do that at the beginning of the show. Our show today brought to you by Warby Parker. Do you hate getting new eyeglasses, the choices, the hassle, the expense? Forget about it, because Warby Parker is the answer. No more outrageously priced eyewear. Prescription glasses start at just $95, and that includes frames, lenses, and coating. That's an incredible deal.
It is.
Plus, choosing the frames is convenient and easy. They have a free home try-on program. Let me tell you about this. You can try 5 pairs out for 5 days. All you have to do is go to warbyparker.com/TMOS and choose your 5 favorite styles. They're shipped to you with no obligation. You have 5 days for everybody to look at them. If you decide they're great, and you keep them, and it's that easy. Warby Parker, your alternative to overpriced eyewear. Go to warbyparker.com/TMOS to pick out your 5 favorite frames, and they'll ship them to you for free. That's warbyparker.com/TMOS to get started with a free home try-on kit. warbyparker.com/TMOS. Check them out online and go to one of their retail outlets. They've got them in D.C. and they've got them all over 30 retail locations, or warbyparker.com/TMOS. And I went to the one in Miami and had a wonderful experience, and I'm looking forward any day now to getting my wonderful new frames. I can't wait to show you guys because some of them are really over the top fun.
Yeah, they're kind of like Elton John
You're
frames,
an
aren't they?
entertainer, Mike.
Yeah. So anyway, new technology, always exciting. Let's take a phone call to start the show, and then we've got an awful lot to talk about. Something bad happened to Rob, Oscar, and Mike on the same day.
Hey.
Hello, Mike O'Mara Show. You're on the air. Hello.
Hello, Mike. This is Derek.
Hello, Derek. How are you?
Good. Hey, I linked Rob that audio montage of Oscar a couple links back with him going
Yeah. It was one hit wonder.
Yeah, what's up, Oscar? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm on the show too. What do you want?
Yeah,
Dick?
he's here too. He's here too. What can we do for
look
you,
at
Derek?
that. I just hung up on him by accident.
Oh,
Weird.
did you really?
Yeah.
Did you hang up
Don't
on
have
him? Did you
time for that,
recognize
Mike.
the voice?
Don't have time for him. I don't know who that is. Keep sending stuff in.
That guy? Is that the guy that said, Rob, help me out here. I'm not up there.
I think it might have aired. It might have aired on a day you weren't with us, but it was a really, really tedious montage. He found one of Oscar's vocal crutches, which is saying and And you know what? It was
well,
nice.
The thing about it, I don't know whose balls he was gonna bust because Oscar hung up on him.
I didn't
don't know
like
whether
his
he was
tone, Mike.
It's
a Tuesday.
His voice sounded strangely familiar to me.
He was waiting for
Really?
something. You know what? We're not dealing with that today.
Do you think that was he your
I think it might
Wednesday
have been.
show greeter, perhaps?
So it's a guy called Derek.
All right. Well, anyway, tomorrow,
Catchphrase,
wide
we'll
open
find
Wednesday.
out.
Wednesdays, we take your phone calls at around 9 o'clock in the morning, 888-920-MORE. That's 888-920-6673.
But keep that great tape coming, Derek, because we all love it.
All right, so many firsts. Yesterday, a first for Rob Spiewak and a first for me, where Rob's daughter, Julie, went to the DMV. My kid went to his first movie. Oscar Santana picked his father up at the airport and was incredibly hurt and disappointed.
Remembered why I don't go anymore, Mike.
So lots to talk about. But before I do, I have to share something. Rob Spiewak has now officially, as far as I am concerned, he has opened up a new comedy door and a new challenging door, because I don't think that I've always said to you guys, I think I would love to start. It's probably too late, but I would love to prevent the whole big birthday thing. I mean, I think we support each other, we do good things for each other, but the whole birthday thing, I'd like to low-key it. And
it's tough. And you know what? I actually had some texting interaction with your wife over the weekend. You are the hardest person to shop for.
Oh, I don't
I'm the hardest
so.
person. I'm the hardest person to shop for now
you're
because
super easy.
Well, now I'm becoming an invalid, so it doesn't matter.
Mike,
all
I
the
always
stuff
hit
I
home
like to
runs.
do. Yeah, he does. Technology, you can never miss. However, as far and Oscar, you don't have to be involved in this one because this really, Rob and I have been doing this a long time.
Yes,
but I made homemade greeting cards for people at the radio station.
It's the only reason WJFK would have publicity stills.
I remember
I could do my own greeting card. And it started with I've got your present, and then somebody said, we do it on the air and said, well, where is it? It's right here. And I whip out a publicity photo and said, best Mike O'Mara. and hand it to somebody, and that would be that would be wonderful. By the way, Pony, to the best of my knowledge, I don't think you have one yet.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay, thank you.
I think for your last 5 years on terrestrial radio, that was the only time you actually autographed a publicity still, because I handled all the other ones.
Right.
You actually signed the birthday ones. They're valuable.
So they were homemade, and then, Rob, you'd make some homemade cards, and then...
I remember making you a horrible Peter North card once.
Oh, it's disgusting.
It was really bad.
Male porn all over it. It was really, really gross. But this year, I received I received a card from Rob Spiewak, and I don't know where you found this.
I had to go to 2 drugstores to find one I liked.
Drugstores, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Oscar. Yeah. Spend no expense. So
I'm sorry, Oscar. Were you too busy yesterday at Papyrus?
Oh, no. No one calls them drugstores.
Hey, it's a store. It's a store-bought card from the pharmacy, and I will tell you that
the druggist said they're over there.
limited edition.
From the apothecary, he got a store-bought card, and it's. I'll read it to you and then show you the picture.
Okay.
It says, Mike, hope your birthday is. I just lost my virginity in a Camaro happy. And love, Rob. And look. And then
nice.
There he is. That's going to take up your whole screen there. There you
That's
go.
perfect. Show pic.
Yeah.
I just lost my virginity in a Camaro happy.
It's a fellow, I would say, maybe native to 1977 with long feathered back hair and a leisure suit and an awfully big collared shirt under it.
And Mrs. O'Mara was behind me when I opened this. The level of creepiness and funniness at the same time. So for next March, my challenge for Rob Spiewak, I have to find a card that is not only as funny, and the funny we can do. That's easy.
Yeah.
But I have to find the funny combined with creepy. It is an extremely...
It is. It's a delicate line to walk.
It's an extremely delicate balance, but I said I have to bring this into the show because it's just this guy. I just lost my virginity in a Camaro.
Mike, who makes that card? I want to look that up.
Let me see who
Already
makes
got
the card.
Oh,
Hallmark cares. Shoebox greetings.
Mike, when you care enough to send the very best.
Complete, and here's the great part, complete with the acne on the forehead, which this card would not have worked without the acne on the forehead. I thought it was absolutely fantastic.
Oh, speaking of acne, Carrie likes to sit on the couch and watch TV in the evening. We get together and watch it. She Facebooks on her laptop, and she said, "Oh, look, Rob Ford has put up a new picture on Facebook, and it's him doing the pose with your hand on your chin like this."
Oh no!
And
Hold
Carrie,
on.
And Carrie wrote, "Hey, nice picture. Are you covering something up?"
Oh my God!
Oh God, Pimple Boy! Oh my God! Oh, he loves. I'll tell you, Rob Ford does love the posting.
He does,
really
and he loves
does.
Mike. He loves the posing.
He loves the posting.
I'm
seeing the picture.
If he has a birthday coming up, wouldn't it be fun to send him to Glamour Shots? We could all chip in like about $18.
There he is. Oh God!
Something with
look
a
at
feather
I
that.
remember seeing him. He was pretty clear. Last
He
time we
looked good.
saw
Yeah,
him.
we saw him yesterday, right?
Yeah.
He's our boy. He is.
He was sweating
is
in the,
our boy.
I mean,
Outer
who
lobby.
needs family when you have us?
I mean, he's wonderful.
To
isn't
tear
he?
you down.
He's just wonderful.
There he is.
Isn't he wonderful? There he is.
There
There's
he
our
is
lad.
with his very,
Ford
very
hat.
thin sideburns, and his hat says Ford.
And your back's hunched over.
Yeah, well, he's got great
That's a
posture.
picture that says, "I'm gonna get laid today."
That's right.
Yes, sir. All right, there he is. That's wonderful.
That's Mike
Rob
Rowe
Ford.
Jr.
That's
Yeah.
that is too good. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So, anyway, before we go to break here, and I want to talk to Oscar and Rob about their particular days, but very quick, I've got just a few minutes here where I can tell you that this is just a little rant. Okay, real quick. Surgery coming up for me, hip surgery, all right? One of the things they say when they're giving you your instructions about the pre-op is that you got to be wary about dental procedures. You don't want to have anything that's going to mess up your bloodstream or an infection or anything like that. So they are really hinky about dental procedures.
Not
So-
normally a big deal with our listeners.
Yes, no, not at all. I will tell you something. I'm 40
That's
years.
a
It feels
joke,
like
guys.
I'm 40 years without a cavity. I swear to God, I haven't had pain in my mouth for a long time. I take very good care of my teeth, and it just doesn't happen. But the same thing, I'm old. And so suddenly, like the last 4 days or so, I feel on my upper tooth right here, I'm getting a little bit of pain and cold water.
I bring
cold
you
water-
some dynamite.
Okay, shut up. So cold water affects it, right?
Right. Sensitive to cold. That's
Cold
a
water
cavity.
affects it, and so I said, "Oh God!" So I'm saying of all the times to get this, but I say with rehab and surgery and doing all that, if I don't get it taken care of, and it is something that's going to be more problematic. So flash forward to the lady calls me Sunday to get my pre-op questionnaire and all that. And at the end, she said, "Do you have any questions?" I said, "I have one about dental, sir." Call the lady at the doctor's office, at your surgeon's office, and ask her. I call her. I said, "Got a cavity. It's not anything major, but I think I really should have it looked at, and I'm not sure what she's." All right, if it's not major, you're going to have to, in any event, get a sign-off thing from the dentist saying there's no infection in the tooth or anything like that, and we fixed it, and we're okay. But if you have something, I would recommend getting it done as soon as possible. So with the so was that loud? Was that really loud?
No, the idea
Okay.
that you would have to have another procedure before your procedure.
I've got a cavity. It's filling a tooth.
Yeah,
It's not a big
or
deal.
It
Mike,
just takes
or they're gonna
one
pull it.
thing. One thing. What if they go in there and they're like, "Oh, it's just a surface level cavity," and then they're like, "Root canal time."
Yeah.
Then I'll have to we'll have to make that call, and if it's a quick fix to hold me over for a few months, I'll do that. So, but the thing is, the urgency of it, I said, I'm going to get done with the show. I'm going to get in my car. I'm actually going to drive to the dentist's office. I'm not going to call because I want to. It's an involved explanation that does not lend itself to a telephone conversation. They're close enough where I can drive down there, and I drive down, and it's the busy dentist's office. But it's down. It's summertime in Florida, so it seems like
the
there are not
living
that
is
many
easy.
people. The living is easy down here, and I deal with the lady, and I just want to.
Did you bust in the door?
No. I did not bust in the door, but thank you. I walk in, and I get the lady behind the counter, and she's, "Just a minute, please." And she's smiling, and she's very nice, and she's very loud, but she's very competent. And I tell her my situation. She said, "Let me see." And she goes over, and she sits next to another lady who obviously looks to be doing scheduling first. And I said, and they really want to get it done. Now I'm thinking, maybe today if I'm super lucky, but tomorrow really at the latest. So she goes, "I can take you June 28th. I said, "Well, that's really not going to work." She said, "Well, I can put you in for June 28th. I say, "I know you can put me in, but it won't happen." She said, "Well, I can put you in for June 28th. She said, "Well, hold on a second. Let me call another dentist." And I'm like going, okay, I mean, it's June 28th. It's a month. I mean, there's going to be a whole. I've been to dentist's office before, and I'm thinking this, but I'm not saying this, and I'm suddenly feeling with all the smiling
Right.
from from the the elderly version of Ronda Rousey. With more. I'm not going to say they know I do a show there, so I'm going to stop. But anyway, I feel like that she's beginning to dominate what she wants to do.
Well, she's going to control the storyline. And also, do you feel at that time troubled that she's going to just farm you off to another dentist, because this is your dentist?
Yes, this is the dentist, and you research dentists. You pay attention to this, and I researched this wonderful dentist, and she's a wonderful, talented dentist, and I'm very happy with it.
It's a girl?
Hold on, shut up. Don't digress. Stop it. So I want to get this in so you can get your thing in. Now, just give me a break here.
Okay.
So I'm getting this feeling that she is trying. I'm uncomfortable with being farmed off to another dentist. And then she immediately says, hi, and she calls the dentist. She goes, you can? Okay. They can see you today. They won't be able to do a procedure until tomorrow. And I'm sitting there. At this point, the hygienist comes around the corner and recognizes me from the last time I was in there and says, you're the radio person. I said, yes, thank you. She said, I've listened. I said, thank you. That's wonderful.
That's cool.
That's really cool. And she goes, how's it going? I said, well, I'm trying to get an emergency appointment. And at this point, the lady kind of turns around at the counter and goes, we're taking care of it. And I'm like, whoa, okay. Now we're getting really control the world, still smiling. And then the comment is, I'm just trying to help you out. And if I got that once, I got that 3 times. So the bottom line is, when you feel like you're being kind of directed in a direction that you have no control over.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. But what choice do I have? I'm sitting there and I want to get this situation taken a look at. As that happens. Meanwhile, this is all going on with this lady who's dealing with this, and the lady next to her has gotten up. And she's gone away. I don't know where she went.
That's the scheduling lady. That's who you need.
The other scheduling lady. She walks in. She hands a Post-it note, puts a Post-it note on this lady's computer, which, by the way, I believe she's attached to. She's, it's all about the computer. It's not about the. And what the lady next to her did during the point of the scheduling, she got up, walked 2 doors down, and asked the dentist. And I have a 1:00 appointment today. Ooh. And when, and
Perfect.
she put it in front of her. What's this? Oh. And she looked up at me after this. Well, I guess you're all set then. And I really wanted to say, I said, what I wanted to say was, yeah, you don't need to be all that disappointed that I was able to be accommodated. That's what I wanted to say. But I also said, I'm coming back to this office, but you know me, I can't. Well, we're glad we could help you. And I said, and I just couldn't help myself. And I pointed at the lady. I said, she did. And I walked out because F her,
Sick
F
burn.
her, F her. But I'll have to see her again today. And if you want to know, I mean, it's just like going into the Der Wiener Schnitzel to have dinner and deal with the waitress.
Bring her a candy bar.
Or next time when you leave, point at the Happy Tooth poster that says "Make your appointment today," and be like, "See the Happy Tooth, Happy Mike." How hard is this?
That's me.
Yeah. So that's it. So I'm going to the dentist today, but I just felt I couldn't help myself. I was so and it started out okay. It started out with a really nice conversation, but then immediately. But the bottom line was that there was no desire to upset any of the appointments that were there on any level, even whether they would be or not. I have no idea. And there was no desire to say, do you have a hole tomorrow? And I think this dentist is probably doing me a solid during her lunch hour. That's what I think. I don't know. I have no idea. But the other lady had no problem walking down the hallway, and the other one, all she needed to do was get up and go down and deal with the dentist.
You've discussed it in the past. The director of first impressions at any sort
Nobody
of
likes
medical facility, that's a power trip position.
Right.
And she was pulling a power trip on you. That's it.
Right.
And then,
by the way, and her first words, what were the first words? Anybody dealt with any kind of medical at all? Any word. Out of network. You're out of network. Thank you. I don't care.
Buddy.
I'll deal with it this time. Damn it. F you.
I can set receipts in. Book that appointment.
When we come back, draw straws, whichever one of you wants to go first. Let's do Rob at DMV, and then we'll get to your father. It's the big day. Rob went to the DMV with lovely Julia, and always a pleasure when Rob deals with people from other countries. We'll take a break and come back with more fun and more thrills on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Look right through me. Man, we've really been killing it on the More Network podcast. You were recently on Tony Perkins, man. You were hilarious.
Well, thank you. I think we did a good job on the Mike O'Mara Show itself.
We should probably try to target some of the other shows like Like cake and cookies, maybe Tech 411.
Yeah, how about Americast?
Good one, man.
All right.
Anyway.
Americast, is that even still on the network? Anyway, Rob and Joe Show, new episode every week. Please subscribe on iTunes, robandjoeshow.com.
For more information, visit us at morebroadcasting.com.
That's fantastic. I love it when there's infighting. So much fun. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by ZipRecruiter. Attention business owners, are you hiring? Do you want to find the best candidates? Of course you do, but face it, if you want to find quality candidates, you can't just post your job in one place. You can't do it that way. You want to find the perfect hire, and you got to throw the net out and throw it out wide.
Yeah.
You need to go to ZipRecruiter.com, where you can post your job to all the top job sites, even social media like Facebook and Twitter, and you can do it all with a single click. You can find candidates in any city for any industry. You can do it nationwide and just post it once. Then watch your qualified candidates roll into ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. We got a couple of medical assistants somewhere out of the Chicago area.
Right.
The guy was talking about he hired not one but two people, and he did it easily with ZipRecruiter. They let you quickly screen candidates. You rate them, and then you hire the right person fast. And in this day and age, use the technology to get the most qualified candidates you can so you can fill the position with the best person. Find out why ZipRecruiter has been used by over 800,000 businesses. And right now, our listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. That is ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. Try it absolutely free. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. I like to post that Rob had on social media about the fact that he took lovely Julia to get her learner's permit at the DMV, and I know you love dealing with anything that's out of the norm.
It's
always
great, and you know what? It's a beautiful air-conditioned building full of friendly people that are eager to help.
What time do you go at?
We went at about 1:30 yesterday afternoon, and actually we picked a pretty good time because I watched the line stack behind us as it happened.
The end of the month would be the most problematic time, I
think so,
right?
because of that's when things expire. Julia, you're allowed to get your learners at 15 years, 6 months. So she could have gone on the 18th of this month. She's not totally out of her mind to get it. And so I said, you know what? It's not a good time to get it on the weekend. Let's hold off. We'll get it someday next week.
I think daughters perhaps a little less intense on
well, what's
in most
funny
cases.
Is, when you sit at the DMV, there is like 16 or 13 windows in a row, and you get to see the rhythm. There's certain windows that deal with certain things, and window 13 is where learner's permit people would go. So you get
that's where the person in the Ronald McDonald costume sits, right?
Exactly. And you
learner's permit.
You hear like bum Z228.
And in Northern Virginia,
window 13,
state of the art Northern Virginia,
yes.
It's always very, very modern. And there are other places. When I came down to Florida, it was like they utilized another building with like partitions, and it wasn't built for that. Where in Northern Virginia, everything is new.
Well, this
everything
is the new.
brand
the new DMV has actually gone in since I moved to Leesburg. This is the DMV that. Like,
just the new DMV?
This is like 5 years old, but this is the one that within 6 months of being built, a car drove into. So if you look, it was a bad driving test. So if you look at one of the sides, the bricks don't match.
It's a reclaimed DMV.
Yeah, it's made of reclaimed cars.
Oh, my God.
But what was great is when they would announce for the window 13 for the learner's permit, you'd see some gangly kid get up and goes, I'm D13. And it's like,
turn right here, Mr. McIntosh. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Oh, dear. You were blinded by your orange sweatshirt.
So I finished the show yesterday, and I text Julie. I say, do you want to go to the DMV today? And she was like, oh, yes, that would be great. Thanks, Dad. And so she's very excited. And I get home, and I say, let's go. And she says, give me 30 minutes. I want to take the test, the practice test again.
Smart.
You can take the practice test over and over again online. And so she's really...
What is the airspeed velocity of an African swallow?
No, 7! And so, and so she does that, and we cruise over, and we get in line, and the first thing that happens is the security guard says, you're going to have to stand behind the side while you wait to be waited on. And so there's a huge like round counter, and then there is a sign that is the equivalent.
Yeah,
would be
you
like
go in. What they do?
Please wait to be seated sign.
It's
right?
a pre-line line.
Yep.
So you wait in line for them to tell you where you go to sit to wait in line, and then they give you your number. So it's kind of an added line, but it's efficient and it tends to work.
Yeah, it's meant to
really
clear
well.
up the space in front of the counter for people to walk around.
Yeah,
exactly.
Except for the
Precisely.
people that just walk directly up to the counter and say, "I just have one question."
Those are pretty big idiots, though,
I
because
hate
the
them.
fact is they've got, you go through it once you've been there a couple of times, you know that you go to the kiosk. But did you like thunder up to the kiosk without waiting at the little stripe that you're
But the
supposed to
lady,
wait
I
in?
mean, the guy, it was a preemptive strike. He assumed I was going to screw it up. And I knew what I was doing, and I was ready. I had my driver's license. I had her birth certificate. I had her Social Security card. We were ready to go. And so the people in front of me finish up, and I look to get the eye contact to
Can I
advance
ask a
to
question?
the lady. Yes.
Where were the people in front of you from?
They appeared to be from, I would say, one of the pricier zip codes of the Loudoun County area.
So
they were
wealthy
just turning
white
in,
people? Is
yeah,
that
they
what it
were
was?
turning in license plates. Listen, can you? And this was great. He had
This particular vanity plate had a smudge.
No.
And I just don't think my Mercedes SUV looks good with a smudged license.
He turned in his license plate, and it still had the American Service Center frame on it.
There
And
you
he
go.
said,
It was a Mercedes. I got the car right. I got the car right. Fantastic.
And he said, "I can't seem to get this off."
Right.
They finish up
those license plates.
They finish up, and I look to the lady that's at the counter to make eye contact with me to advance, and she is just beautiful because there is a width and a lack of chin and a nose that is. It looks like it was perhaps it started to melt and then stop. I mean,
Is it a Tom Gavin nose?
No, it's more of an out and down nose. It's
Tony, that could be the no, we're not gonna do that. That could actually be the show page, the show photograph today, just a super deluxe close up of that.
A lovely lady, and I look at eye contact, and she looks back at me and raises her eyebrows, and then it gives me wait one, holds up the finger,
yes,
and pulls out a handkerchief that looks like it's been used, blows her nose. Wipes her nose, uses Purell, and then gives me one of these. Come on.
Oh,
God, I hate that. I hate that. That's
and I
nasty.
say, we're going to need to do a learner's permit today. And she says, you're going to need your Social Security. And I said, I've got everything right here. And I'm on top of it. And she says, great, there's a clipboard over here. And then she pulls out a form. She says, you need to fill this out and this out and this out. And she's highlighting. And I take it, and we're off. And that's great. And Julia doesn't want to fill out the form, so I fill out the form. And after about 45 minutes of waiting, we get bing.
Why doesn't Julia want to fill out the form?
Well, because I think that she is probably nervous, and it's a government form, and she wants to make sure it's right.
Wants
I gave her
to
the option.
focus on the test.
And you bung D172 window 13. And so we go up and hand in the form, and we've been there probably, and it's not crowded. We've been there like 45 minutes. And she says, I'm here for the learning.
By the way,
permit.
that's a Northern Virginia comment that he just made.
Mm.
Just
No,
listen. If
no.
you're hold on, if you're from Middle America and you heard what he just said, it's not crowded. We've only been waiting 45 minutes.
Mike, there was irony there. Is what I'm saying is that we were there 45
Oh, you were
minutes.
so you meant to you
even though it wasn't
it's
crowded.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a slow day at the DMV.
And I look back at
a
this
normal
point-
day is like 2.5 hours.
That's a win.
By the time we get to the window, the line for the kiosk is now 10 deep.
Yeah,
so
it's
this lady's
ridiculous.
got to blow her nose 10 times before these people can be processed.
Thank you. You're going to go sit over there. Here's your ticket. Here's your snot ticket. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I hope that was highlighter on the form. And so we go through all the stuff, and she says, all right, honey, are you going to pass? And Julia says, yes, I'm going to pass. I've done very well in the practice. That's great, honey. We just need to take your eye test. And so she goes
What's
over.
that impression that you're doing?
That's the lady,
detected
the Southern Belle.
I detected a slight accent.
That's the Southern Belle at the front.
Southern Belle.
Yes.
White,
See, the Southern
white lady,
Belle
black
could be
lady.
the Patty LaBelle. It's not.
Yeah.
I thought it was African American.
Yeah.
It is.
too.
It
What
is
are you
a
doing?
Patty LaBelle with
Yeah.
a lovely Southern lip to her
Oh, look
voice.
at you.
Oh, so okay.
I
Southern
didn't know you did
accent,
that.
And so
Please.
she goes up, and Julia says, I want you to read the first
Go
line.
over the back corner, bitch.
I want you to read the first line.
Disorderlies rated PG.
Julia puts her head in the little goggle thing and
Right.
starts struggling. And I said, Julia, if you push your head down, it'll light up because there's like a button on the forehead thing. She says, oh, it's lit up. And I said, okay, well, read the lady the top line. And she goes, ZXRP.
She's got good vision, doesn't she?
And I thought that her glasses that she wore were for reading. But it turns out they're distance glasses, and we did not bring them. And the lady says, can you try the second line?
Fail.
Can you try the second line? And Julia says, I'll try. And she reads a series of letters, and she says, is that all you see? Julia didn't even see the end of the line.
Does Julia have bad vision?
And she does, and I didn't realize it. And the lady said,
poor thing. God damn it,
the
Rob.
lady said, wait.
Your fault.
The lady said, do you wear glasses at school, honey? And she says, I do. She says, did you bring them with you? She said, no. She says, I tell you what, I'm going to pass you, but when you come back, you bring your glasses. Now, Daddy, change this form, because I didn't know she needed them for distance. And that lady did me a solid, because we could have been sent home.
Well, doesn't that make you rethink your attitudes towards the United States of America?
Yes,
I mean,
it does.
really, with all those years of hating the different, doesn't that?
And she helped.
That lady really saved you an entire day.
She did.
Sweet. A sweetheart. And I bet you it sounds like she deals with lots of kids. She's probably been there before, and that's a cool move.
And
That's
very, very
cool.
cool.
And it'll remind Julia that it's not that the system is not always wrong.
And then I said, that's a mistake that Mom wouldn't have made.
Then Rob said, thank you. Anyway.
And then it turned out actually Carrie didn't know either. Neither of us knew what her prescription was. But Julia missed, I think, she missed 2 of 30, passed, got her learners. So that was exciting.
Does she wear reading glasses and regular glasses all the time?
No, they're distance glasses, it turns out, and she only wears them like for work at school when she has to see the chalkboard and stuff.
Isn't
like
that something you should know as a parent? I'm not a parent, but I figure you should know that.
Sure, but
you should know they're both in the house with.
People should also know how to say the word pizza. I mean, everyone has their weaknesses.
Right.
So I feel bad, but thank God the lady at the DMV had my back. So Julia got her learners, got her picture taken. It'll be delivered in 6 business days. And we drive home. And when you get to the end of our street, there's like a courtyard, like a round turnaround, and then our road to our driveway, right?
Just one more question about parenting.
Yes.
When do you start caring about your children's vision? Like, when's the good age to start caring about that?
When is the best age to start thinking before you buy a home?
Okay. All right. Stop it, boys. Stop it right now.
Because I just need to know. Do I start caring at 15?
You know what's
or
great
like
is that,
5?
you know what? If a kid hurts themselves, they'll heal, but a house will always be a hovel. And it's just getting older, Oscar. But I'm sure it'll be fun.
Did she drive before you got home?
I surprised her. I stopped about 500 yards from the house, and I put it in park, and I got out of the car. She said, what are you doing? I said, you're going to drive the car into the driveway. And she said, what? I mean, and she's never, ever been behind the wheel.
She's
never been behind the wheel?
Never has.
Right into the house,
so
Mike.
you did it like right. He had things to do. You didn't decide maybe to go to a parking lot or something like that?
No, I put her on the road. I mean, it's off the main drag, so there wasn't going to be any traffic.
I know, but I mean, it's just it's fraught with peril.
I know,
with the fact if she hits the wrong pedal.
But it was sort of exciting, and she's got to be the designated driver sooner or later. So I put her in, and she sat down like you were there.
What is this the SUV or the?
No, she was in
Chrysler?
She was in the Chrysler.
All
so
right.
she sat down, and first of all, the seat is adjusted for me. So when she sits in, it looks
So
like
when
she's
she
in the
sat down,
back
did it
seat.
sound something like this? Father, I'm in the back of the car. The seat's completely. Where am I? Help me.
I said if you hit a preset button 1, that's set for your mom. That should be a lot
Right.
closer. So
Right.
she does that. She buckles in. I say, check your mirrors. She does. And I say, now here's the deal. Do you know which pedal is which? She says, that's the gas, right? I said, yes. And that's the brake. The brake will stop you. The gas will make you go forward. So she sits in, she's in park, and she just mashes on the gas. And I see the odometer go, and I said, okay, so that's the gas. And I said, what you need to do is push the brake all the way down and put yourself into drive.
Have you had her behind the wheel ever before?
No, she's driven the golf cart. But that's
not the same as a
totally
car.
different thing.
So you choose to begin her training 500 yards from. You should have taken her out to an empty parking lot or something.
With glasses.
This was the glasses.
He was in a hurry.
He's in a hurry. What did you have to be home for?
I had
Come on,
nothing. I had
tell
no
the
reason to
truth.
be home.
Judge Joe Brown.
No. Sometimes I just, I
The
don't
whole
understand.
point of it was to sort of surprise her with something I thought she'd like, and it turned out she did like it.
Okay,
Because if we
all
went to a parking lot, you'd say, "Why are we going here?"
Will you be doing all the training?
I think so. I'm
Okay.
not sure that Carrie has the
Patience.
Focus. So
All right. So that's
even
it.
money. She
So
steals the
made
car
it-
before she's 16. Even money.
That's
And
fine.
she
It was
made it
not
into
my
the
car.
driveway, and everything was fine, right?
Yeah,
Everything was cool?
she does need to work on the touch of the brake.
Yeah, of
because
course.
I did
She's
almost
never done it before.
kiss the dashboard a few times. And also, what is it about kids that they love putting one foot on the brake and one foot on the gas,
normal.
like they're driving a bicycle?
Kids and old people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's
like,
normal.
It was
Yeah.
but we got there and taught her about the turn signal, and she did not.
Mirrors.
She checked her mirrors. She wore her seatbelt, and we made it in. And actually, intern Matt Dodson can verify she got into our driveway, and I left the car where it was at a perfect 45-degree angle.
Wasn't bad.
Delightful.
But anyway, I could not be any
Julia.
prouder of her, but it does make me feel old. I know you've been through it, but that's weird.
Oh, absolutely,
It is
yeah.
so weird because that's your little girl, and
Right.
she's actually driving an automobile.
Built-in DD in just a few
Yeah.
years.
By the time I
Great.
do that with the male version of me, my little guy, by the time I do that, he's going to have to drive a big vehicle, one of those handicap accessible
Built-in
vans.
RN.
Or
Yeah, it's gonna
maybe
be
even
crazy.
a flying car.
Yep. Now, press that red handle and release the lever that lets down the platform that lets Daddy's chair down to the ground. Thank you.
We're here.
Thank you. All right, yeah. Don't hit the gas and brake at the same time, you
forget
little
the
bastard.
oxygen.
All right, thank you. Dad's getting around real well. He's got his fourth hit. We'll take a break and come back with more fun and more thrills. You are listening to the Mike O'Mara Show.
Smile in the making. We gotta fight the powers that be. Got so many voices.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by AT&T Digital Life. Have you rushed out of your house and later on thought, did I lock the front door? This is not great. Or is the garage door open? I have a problem. Or did I remember to turn off my curling iron? I have left my curling iron on so many times when I've left the house.
Always.
And it's horrible. It's really, really. There are two things that I hate about my curling iron. Number one, I hate leaving it on when I leave the house.
Yes.
And number two, I hate burning my thighs. Forget about the what ifs, because AT&T Digital Life means you can have more control of your home even when you're away.
Ow.
I apologize. They're wonderful people. AT&T Digital Life is smart home security. Did your kids forget their house key? Don't worry about it. You can unlock your door remotely from your smartphone using the Digital Life app, or check on your pets with the indoor camera, even adjust your thermostat on the go, and so much more. Stay connected with your home from anywhere using your phone, tablet, or PC with the Digital Life app. Learn more at att.com/DLTMOS. That's att.com/DLTMOS. Get AT&T Digital Life and stop asking what if.
Available in limited areas in select markets. 2-year security agreement required. Camera door and thermostat functions each require separate package and agreement. Early termination equipment and other fees, monthly service, and other charges and restrictions apply. See att.com/DL disclaimers for details, including license information.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Glad that Oscar's dad is back in town. I'm very happy about that. Everybody said Julia was happy. My son went to the movies.
I'm
he
not
was happy.
I don't think my dad's happy either.
What you picked your dad up at Dulles International Airport?
Yes.
Oh, John Foster Dulles International Airport.
John Foster Dulles,
Foster.
a modern architectural structure with
Beautiful.
with an elderly infrastructure.
So, speaking of infrastructure, I left for Dulles from D.C. at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And the reason why I did that is because the orange, blue, and silver lines for the Metro were being worked on. So I figured there's going to be a ton of rubes on the road when rush hour hits, right?
Yes, of course.
And there's nowhere better than to go work on your homework than an airport parking lot or terminal, because I said I could knock out 2 hours, maybe 3 hours before his flight arrives.
Right.
Of homework, and then I'll be in the middle of an air-conditioned car and do a lot of reading, or I'll be in the terminal if I can find a seat, right?
Mike, that's the motto when you pull up to the airport. It says climate controlled since 1967.
Wonderful stuff. And by the way, it took 30 years for them to construct the little trams that go, underground. And prior to that, we had those those moving trams
Mike,
where you have to get on a
mobile lounges.
Bus. Mobile lounges. Jesus Christ. The worst things in the world. Add 40 minutes to your trip on every trip into Dulles Airport.
The theory was that this moving tram would actually go to the airplane and connect to the airplane, but it never did. Never
did.
Just went to another terminal.
Right.
It sucks. Yeah, absolutely.
So, Dulles Airport, as far as airports are concerned, is super inconvenient for me, but my father's coming into town a day late for Father's Day. Just kind of his modus operandus. Because
so you're going to stay through your graduation?
Modus operandus?
Let's not focus on these details. Let's focus on what happened. All right?
What age do you start focusing on those details?
I got to wait. This way, you don't have to worry about it. Just call it his MO. His MO is that he comes in, and will he be sticking around through your graduation?
He's leaving for Venezuela in a week because he's picked up a contract from work, Mike. So
do you tell him to be careful, though? Jesus Christ, that's like going to the worst part of the world right now.
He goes with the UN, and they take care of him. It's just
but I mean, it's funny because there's a restaurant down here where the lady's going to Venezuela, and I watched the news last night, and Venezuela is coming apart at the seams.
It's in turmoil, Mike.
Food riots. People are starving. It's
that's
ridiculous.
why he needs to go down to fix it.
Yeah, well,
is he going down for that? For something to do with that?
He's going on a humanitarian mission, Mike, and he'll be gone for 3 days and come back.
Oscar hates it when I tell people like his father is a player and does like some really cool stuff because it diminishes the real story for Oscar, which is his lack of parenting. That's that he suffered through his whole. So you pick him up and he's not going to. Will he be coming back for your graduation?
So again, I'm supposed to come in at 6:30, right?
All right.
And he doesn't get out of immigration till 8:30. So I've been there since 4 to 8:30, 4.5 hours, right?
Oscar Santana is the good son.
Yes,
sure he is.
I'm texting him. I said, "Everything okay? I'm here at gate 15, and this is the gate that you see at the end of Love Actually, where all the foreigners are coming off the plane, and you see all the families getting together and everybody coming and hugging and
they
loving.
all have bundles of produce and salamis.
Yes.
Anybody hinky? Anybody looking hinky?
Oh, lots of daishikis, lots of polleras, lots of big hats. And I said, "Well, this is America. We are the melting pot. Welcome to America.
Welcome,
Please
everybody.
respect the rules
Welcome.
and culture."
We're delighted to have all of you. You folks go over here, aisle 4. That'd be fantastic. That's terrific. We love you.
Remember to assimilate. Remember,
How are you? Sir, you can go right over. You can go right over here. Thank you very much. That's terrific. You folks, move over. Yes, move over here, please, right now.
See, that should be my job. I could do that.
Welcome back home.
All right, so you finally see
Section
him.
4.
Is it emotional at all when you see him getting off the plane?
Well, the root of it is, as soon as I see my father, he looks like he's kind of upset, right?
Okay.
So I know if he's upset, then I got an upset ride home for 45 minutes to my parents' house in Olney. I was thinking of bringing him to my place in D.C., which he helped finance.
Right.
As soon as I asked him, I said, "Do you want to go to D.C. to see the new house?" I was excited to show him. He goes, "The U.S. is playing Argentina at 9, so let's go straight home."
And were you going to watch it with your dad? Were you going to watch the game with your dad?
I was going to watch it, Mike, but it's tonight, not last night. The man was confused.
It's like Around the World in 80 Days, Mike. He lost today.
He doesn't care about his family. He doesn't care about the house. He said, "I got to go watch the U.S. play versus Argentina."
Okay, very good.
So he has 2 huge bags because he's got to bring back stuff for the family, right? Things that you can buy on Amazon. I don't know why he imports. So I'm in my little 4-door sports car vehicle. I allotted for 1 bag in the trunk, right? He brought 2,
of course,
and we had to throw one in the back passenger seat. And as it's got to be 70 pounds easy.
Yeah, got to put that 1 bag in there because there's no room with all the distressed flooring in there.
Yeah, and he goes,
reclaimed luggage, Mike.
Reclaimed luggage.
As I'm loading this reclaimed luggage into my back seat, which is Mercedes leather. He
you
said,
have all the options, all but one.
He says,
"Put some shoes in there." Sir.
He says, "Be careful. It's going to tear up your seats." And I'm already in the back seat already, right? And I said, "What do you mean tear up my seats?" He goes, "Oh, the airline, and mind you, he takes low-budget airlines. The wealthiest man I know takes low-budget foreign airlines all the time. The airline had broken off one of these little brackets on his luggage.
So it's tearing things up?
2 screws were sticking out of the side, and that's where I loaded it in, and now there's a huge gash in my back seat.
No, this is after the fact he told you?
Yes. And then so I lift up the luggage, and I'm like, oh.
It actually tore the leather upholstery?
MS-13 hit my back seat.
Wow. He really is not good with timing, is he?
No.
He misses the soccer game by 24 hours and tells you about the screws after they're in your leather.
And mind you, I'm still the youngest, right? So there's 2 ways I can go about this. I can act like a spoiled brat and blame this on him, or I could just internalize it. So,
Oscar, be careful. There's a screw coming out of... It's too late. You have ruined your upholstery. Thank you very much. There's a second screw that... You already loaded it in there. I'm terribly sorry.
I said to him...
Luckily, I have brought to you from Venezuela duct tape.
Duct tape, yes. Lay it across the seat.
So, Mike, little Michael picks you up from the airport, right?
Yes.
He's clearly so proud of this vehicle that he's worked hard for, and you throw some luggage. He throws some luggage in the car. He's right at the airport for 5 hours to, really.
You think he's paying you back for when you wrecked his car?
He doesn't know about that, Mike.
Oh, that's
he doesn't know.
Okay.
You took care of it.
I took care of it.
Very good.
This is karma. But aside from that,
so to speak, C-A-R-Ma. Karma.
Yeah.
For those of you just joining us 3 years late, 3 years ago, I had a friend sit in my dad's passenger seat of his Mercedes, and he had a pair of scissors next to him in his pocket, in his tool belt, and it cut right into his seat.
Cut right into the upholstery.
Yeah. So this time it was the back seat, not the front seat, but my car. And I looked at it.
L-tit for L-tat.
I lift up the luggage.
Thank you for keeping it international.
Thank you.
I lift up the luggage, and I was like, I like, right? Just like something Latin that comes out.
Aye.
And then my dad comes around, he goes, Te dije, which means, I told you.
Oh,
thanks, Pop.
And then he goes, I'm sure you can get it fixed. And then that's it. That's it. That is it.
He's
pissed
on another Oscar adventure.
He's pissed because it was a hassle getting through customs, and you're pissed because of your seat. Must have been a really dreamy ride back to Olney, I guess.
Well, all I did was ask him questions like I was interviewing him, because I basically am. I don't know what he's doing in South America.
Right.
And he's like, what are you doing on Friday? And I said, well, Dad, I got work in the morning, and then I've got school.
You know, it's funny. I just have to interrupt you. When Oscar's telling one of these stories, and I should have said this years ago, but isn't it amazing that he does such a bad Spanish accent for somebody that's actually from Bolivia?
Mike, that's one of the things that is so sad about having you in Florida is occasionally he will talk Spanish in real life, and Pony and I agree, it's the cutest thing.
He goes back and forth.
It's Spanglish.
So I interrupted. Go ahead.
I said, I actually have class. Now the thing about it, he goes, oh. I said, yeah, I only have like 4 weeks of class left, Dad. He goes, I need someone to take me to the airport because I need to go to Venezuela. And I said, okay, that's cool. I got class. Like, he's waiting for me to not go to class.
Yeah, to bail on class.
To take him to the airport.
You're the good son.
Yes, but I created this monster. This is my fault, right?
Right. Have Diego take him.
Oh, I'll be like, Dad, this other Latin gentleman is going to be my proxy. He speaks Spanish as well, kind of.
Yeah.
Have Diego I was like, and he'll just take him. No, Mike, he can take an Uber. The company pays for the town car. He just likes family taking him.
Sure. And he might pocket a few pesos.
Yeah.
I have lost the receipt for the Uber. I would still like to be reimbursed.
Wow. So he's coming back from Venezuela and he's going to go to your big
he's
show?
going to be at home for 4 days, goes to Venezuela, he's going to miss my niece's birthday, which, by the way, is not going to go well.
His granddaughter's birthday,
his granddaughter,
right?
yes.
Right.
But he goes, they need me, I need to go. And I said, of course, Dad, they've needed you our entire lives, and you just go when you go.
Well, the question I'm trying to get answered, will he be back for your big night?
TBD. TBD.
Oh, that sucks. That sucks.
Mike,
I feel bad for you.
All right.
That sucks.
Well, Mike, he's got a lot of scheduling things to balance, and also he doesn't know when the suitcase is going to be fixed.
So, did it get it? Was there anything pleasant about the drive and back? Did you stop and visit for a
Mike,
while?
I faked it. Yeah, it's like being in a fight with your girlfriend or wife at a cocktail party.
How long has he been away?
6 months.
Really? So, what's it like? I just have to ask this. I just really, because I love these little moments here.
Yeah.
What's it like after 6 months when he walks in the door in Olney and sees Mama? What is that? What is that moment like?
He says, "Hay cafecito," which basically means, "Is there any coffee?"
Oh.
Like he never left. Like he never left.
And then he
my
says,
mom
Mike,
scurries over to the machine.
Yeah.
And then makes him some coffee.
And then you know what he says,
down
Mike?
and says, "Oh, el juego es mañana," because he turned on ESPN and there was no game.
So that's the greeting, huh?
Yeah.
That's the greeting they have?
You know, Mike.
Because what he could
old
say
school.
is there any coffee? And she'll say no. He says, you know where there's a lot of coffee? Venezuela.
Well, keep us, stay tuned. I look forward to the next episode of The Lovelaces. It should be wonderful. It'll be great. We'll take a break and come back with the news you may not need on the. It's Oscar Loveless, his Papa Loveless, and Mama Loveless, all on The Lovelaces Friday night on ABC. We'll take a break and come back with the news you may not need right here.
Carla O'Mara here.
Hey.
You know what I was just thinking about? Yeah, you guessed it.
Yeah.
What am I always thinking about? Rob Spiewak. He's so much easier to talk to than those other guys on the show. I think it's his approachability that makes him so.
All right, I hate that. You just play that song, blow it up.
I thought she was really into low-cut blouses.
Yeah, I don't. Thank you. Okay.
That was her new promo for Facebook Live.
I'm redoing that right after the next political persuasions. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Brought to you by Stamps.com. I just give so much right here. There's got to be a better way to mail and ship stuff. You know that. Going to the post office, it takes way too much time, and leasing a postage meter is too much money. It turns out there is a better way. Stamps.com. The better way to buy postage. Just use your own computer and printer, and you can buy and print official U.S. postage for any letter or package right from your desk. And with Stamps.com, you even get special discounts that you cannot find at the post office. Plus, Stamps.com is more powerful than a postage meter and at a fraction of the cost. Stamps.com will save you at least 50% compared to a postage meter, not to mention no more time-destroying trips to the post office. We have used Stamps.com for years, and we adore it,
Speaking of
Rob
which, did you
Spiewak.
get your rye? Did you get the rye I sent down yet?
I got the Whistle Pig.
And it made
from
it okay.
From Stamps.com.
Nice.
Rob sent the whole package down there.
A lot of
I
good
got
stuff
all
in there for you.
The cooling, like, neck scarves and all that
Some guy
wonderful
sent you
stuff.
all sorts of biking stuff. I don't even know who it was. So
It's terrific. I look forward to that. And once again, thank you for the counterfeit golf balls. Don't wait. Go to Stamps.com, and before you do anything else, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in TMOS. That's Stamps.com and TMOS. You will never have to go to the post office again.
News.
These days, if you don't do something on social media, it doesn't count. Paris Jackson found that out when she didn't tweet a message about Michael Jackson on Father's Day. People really let her have it, and she gave it right back to them. She tweeted, quote, "If you try to harass someone into posting online about a holiday, Father's Day, ask yourself if it's any of your business."
Wow.
And then she goes on and says, "Having 8 tattoos dedicated to someone overrules a single post about them on a stupid social media account because of a holiday. Hashtag just my opinion."
Paris.
Hashtag Venezuela.
Hashtag be careful with that suitcase.
Hashtag good luck getting a sandwich. Paris got a couple of those. That's terrible. That's so insensitive.
Stop it.
Paris got a couple of those tattoos recently, like the words "Queen of My Heart" in her dad's handwriting on her wrist and part of his Dangerous album cover on her forearm. So she was sensitive about that, and I agree. It's her dad. You let her do it. And
Did
by the
Blanket
way,
not weigh in at all?
You know, the thing is, Father's Day is a made-up holiday, so I don't go crazy about it, but I have to admit that at little after 11 o'clock at night, when I finally got the text from my daughter, Catherine, I felt good about it. And then we chatted yesterday because she worked a double shift at her restaurant, so that's my daughter getting it done, so I didn't mind that.
I got a late text, and it really did. I mean, my family did great, but I got a late text from Jabril, and it was the sweetest.
That's cool.
Isn't that nice? It was
That's
so
wonderful.
cool.
It
what'd it
feels
say?
good.
What he said,
They're
I
my
need-
white dad.
He said, "Is there any coffee?"
Charlie Sheen has said that ever since he was diagnosed as HIV positive, he's been up front with every single one of his sexual partners. Okay, There's the problem in that sentence right there.
Yes.
You try to figure it out.
Sure.
With every one of his sexual partners.
What a dick.
The
So to
National
speak.
Enquirer says that's not true. They claim to have audio tape of Charlie arguing with a woman he had unprotected sex with after not telling her about his condition.
Hey!
On the tape.
I don't know what happened there.
On the tape, the woman supposedly screamed, quote, why did you tell me you were not infected? And Charlie screamed back, quote, because it's none of your effing business, okay? Then she said, quote, but if I wanted to have sex without a condom, it's my right to know. And Charlie told her, quote, you shouldn't want to. In California, God, it sounds weird. You can get up to 8 years in prison for exposing someone to HIV without telling them in advance. The tapes will be part of a special called National Enquirer Investigates Charlie Sheen on Saturday, July 2nd. Get the pretzels.
Wow, that sounds like a good TV special.
It's going to be on the Reels channel. So
Reels.
Interesting. We'll check it out.
4 wheels.
Bruce Willis is starring in a remake of the 1974 classic Death Wish.
Really?
I'm old enough to remember Death Wish. I remember Charles Bronson. When
Channel
he was
5
doing
used
that.
to run it a lot on TV.
Yes. Jeff Goldblum, it was his first movie role, believe it or not. He played, I think, one of the bad guys. There was some outcry over the movie's violence and apparent endorsement of vigilantism. But is it vigilantism or vigilantism?
I think it's vigilantism.
I think it's taking the law
Modus
into your own hands.
operandus.
Is what it is.
That's right. Pizza.
Let me see. It was popular enough to spawn 4 sequels. Death Wish 5, The Face of Death, came out in 94, and that was one of Charles Bronson's last movies. The new Bruce Willis version is being directed by Eli Roth. He's best known for horror flicks like Cabin Fever and the first 2 Hostel movies.
Oh.
So you know it's going to be gory.
I hope that Bruce Willis plays it straight and doesn't go too smirky in it, because he can do that. But I
Right.
like Bruce Willis a lot, and it's a great story. Hopefully
Yeah.
it's a good movie.
It could work, and I think, in this day and age, that vigilante justice thing might play very well.
Sure.
Someone is planning to open up a Golden Girls-themed restaurant, but sadly, it
So
won't be.
hot.
Yeah, I know, it's hot right now. Sadly, it won't be in Miami where the show is set. It's going to be in Manhattan, and our favorite Golden Girl, Rob, it's called Rue LaRue Cafe.
Oh, yeah.
And it's dedicated to Rue McClanahan, who played Blanche. The owner is an old friend of hers named Michael LaRue.
Hi. I think this is what Blanche would want.
Yes, it's Rue LaRue. Anyway, the place will have cheesecake, soups, wraps, salads, desserts, baked stuff, and wine.
Yeah, and lots of handicap parking.
It's supposed to be open in early September, and he says Betty White has agreed to be there for the ribbon cutting ceremony. Well, get that construction finished quickly.
Start it
please,
up quick. Do you know Robert's story about the Golden Girls is that he was at my mom's house once, and it was just on in the background on a Saturday morning, and he sat and he watched it, and he looked at my mom after about 20 minutes and said, "This is the worst reality show I've ever seen."
Rue LaRue, make a point of visiting this summer. Have you ever run out of propane while you were grilling? Have you ever had that happen?
Of course.
Yes.
This is my helpful hint of the day. It's really not. So you had to stop halfway through.
Come on, mean it, man. Start from the
Yeah,
top.
sell it to us.
I've always had the experience. I've been there. I've been there
Sure.
where you're sitting there, you're getting ready to grill something, and you're out, and it sucks because you forgot. Some grills have gauges on them that tell you how much is left. You kind of hang them from the side of the
it goes
grill,
by
and
weight.
it lets you know it goes by weight. That's okay. All you have to do, really, if you're confused about it, is take a glass of hot water and pour it down one side of the tank, then feel it with your hand. The top of the tank should feel warm from the water, but unless it's completely empty, it should feel a lot colder as you move your hand down the side, and here's why. Propane absorbs heat faster than air does, and when your tank is half full, the top half just has air in it, so that part will feel warm when you touch it, but the lower half that still has propane should feel much colder. So
That makes sense, because have you ever picked up even on a hot summer day, if you go and get your tank filled, it's really cold.
Yes.
Yeah.
I always wondered that.
Yeah, that
So
makes
if
sense.
it starts feeling
Lighter.
cold about a third of the way down, that means you still have 2/3 of a tank. If it only feels cold near the very bottom, you're on empty, and you got to go get yourself a new tank.
That's
So
helpful, Mike.
that's
That
a
really is
great
helpful.
hint.
That's
Taste
what
the
I'm
meat.
here for. That's what I do. I do that. I help the listener because the Mike O'Mara Show is not only a comedy program, it's entertaining and informative. And now a little something. Dozens of snakes have been collected as part of an annual rattlesnake roundup in northeastern Pennsylvania. 39 of the 59 registered snake hunters brought in a rattlesnake during the weekend. 8 poisonous copperheads and 20 non-venomous snakes were also hauled in. The heaviest rattlesnake weighed in at 4 pounds 1 ounces.
Ugh, that's so
gross. Or 4 pounds 1 ounce. That's it. And one hunter brought in a rattlesnake that had 13 rattles. That's a lot.
I think that, do they get one per year? Is that like a tree?
I don't know.
Okay. Is it open to a larger suite?
I don't know.
Okay.
The 4-day event sanctioned by the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission was first held. Rob, you were a commissioner of that when you were
yeah,
up
well,
at Penn State.
I was a paid consultant because at that time I was working for Big Boat.
Yes, yeah. According to Commissioner Brad Midnight, the 4-day event sanctioned by the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission was first held in 1973 and raises money for the fire department, Little League football, and muscle cars. No, I'm sorry. That's an inside joke. No, the snakes are returned to their natural habitat after the weekend. If you want to visit the event next year, you'll need to know the town in PA where it takes place. All of the events take place in Moronville. Thank you. Thank you very much. We'll take a break, come back with the Audio Vault. Hi, Brad, right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
My fellow Americans, as my term comes to a close, I am making a concerted effort to relax. More beach time, and I love to spend time with the Mike O'Mara Show. It makes me laugh. The Mike O'Mara Show. Every night, Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. God bless Mike, and God bless 97.1 The Way. It's your beach station.
I hate my Obama. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show.
It's so good, Mike.
No, thank you. We're brought to you by Tracker. We all live in an era of smart cars, smartphones, smart homes. Technology has made everything smart until you lose something. We all have Tracker. Rob has it on his dog. Oscar and I have it on our key rings. Tracker is fantastic. It's a coin-sized device that locates misplaced keys, wallets, bags, computers, anything in seconds. Just pair Tracker to your smartphone, attach it to anything, and you can find its precise location with the tap of a button. It's that easy. If you lose your phone, just press the button on Tracker, and your phone rings even when it's on silent. Isn't that great?
It's the best.
With over 1.5 million devices, Tracker has the largest crowd GPS network in the world, so your lost item will show up on a map even if it's miles away. Very cool technology and a great way to take the panic out of losing something. Never lose anything again. TMS says go to Tracker. Check it out. TMOS listeners get a special 30% discount off their entire order. Just go to thetracker.com and enter the promo code TMOS. That's THE, tracker.com. The hardest thing you'll ever have to find is their website. Go to thetracker.com right now and use the code TMOS for 30% off. That's thetracker.com, code TMOS. Let's open up the Audio Vault for today, Tuesday, June 21st, 2016. Rob Spiewar.
I don't see it, but Selena Gomez remains quite popular.
Oh, yeah.
And she just did Carpool Karaoke with James Corden, and I think a lot of people are watching Carpool Karaoke because it's gotten so much positive spin lately.
I find her disturbingly childlike.
That's the same thing with me. She looks like she's 12.
She looks like she's 12, and I'm uncomfortable.
She's definitely 21.
Yeah. Okay. Just
can produce
down.
paperwork.
Jesus
But they're
Christ.
trying to do different curveballs, I think, to keep it fresh. One thing they did is they went through a McDonald's. Mike, let's just move forward.
Oh, it's just I picture Oscar's room like with a Dakota Fanning poster on the wall. It's ridiculous.
She's also 21.
Stop
More
it.
of the worlds. All right, go ahead.
Pony and I are on the same page.
I only watch. He only watches season 5
Throw
of
that
iCarly.
backpack on, Dakota.
So they went through a McDonald's drive-through and made sure they got the cups that had Selena Gomez's lyrics on it, and then Selena Gomez was there and all the ladies went crazy. But
Right.
the best thing is at the front of the video, they took a detour and they did a verse of Carpool Karaoke on a roller coaster.
Wow.
And I really don't think James Corden was faking this. I don't think he's a thrill ride guy.
Why don't you just take a little detour for a second?
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Just trust me.
Okay, but I really can't be late to work, but...
Oh, we'll be fine.
Well, this
It'll
is
be
all
fast.
shtick, of course.
Fast? All right.
I've really no interest in this.
Oh, yeah.
It is. They're on the lift right now, and it's impressive. She does sing.
As they're going up?
Yeah. Now they're going down.
He's getting a lot of viral videos online. He's doing well with that late night show. That's really, really good stuff. And by the way, that's how they sell it now.
Oh, yeah.
The more viral crap you get on, that's how you measure your late night audience.
We did that rough math when they were letting go of Jay, and then they announced that Letterman was leaving.
Right.
I remember Jimmy was just murdering them online.
That's the way to do it.
Absolutely. Now they're all doing it. It's you get Seth's doing it, and Corden's doing it,
Kimmel.
and Jimmy Fallon, and the other thing I noticed with Corden's doing the mic drop competition, which is that's getting a lot of buzz online too.
At the end of it, James Corden is even whiter than normal, and he says, "There's no way that was fun." I love that. This is an Instagram video, and it's just weird. The things that people videotape. This guy has, I guess, a GoPro on his bike helmet, and he is booking on a trail. I mean, really moving, and he hits a bear.
That was a bear.
Did the bear stick around, or
no?
did
The bear was
take off?
gone. It was you don't even see the bear really because he was like obviously not looking at the bear because he was looking off.
And you hear him groaning, and it almost sounds bad. He's like going, oh, whereas a bear would kind of be like, yeah. By the way, a new impression. If you've seen The Revenant, I do the bear sound right before he attacks.
Oh, really?
This is a new one. If you'd like to hear, hold on. Let me just get ready.
Here it is.
Thank you.
And
Thank
then,
you very much. Thank you.
Right after that, Leo DiCaprio says, "That was a bear." Mike, I know you're convenient to a Walmart, and there's a Walmart.
Yes, I am.
There's a Walmart in Phoenix that some merry pranksters, got up to some shenanigans, and there's actually a fireworks aisle at the Walmart, and they set it on fire. Now, no one was hurt.
Oh, man.
No one was hurt.
Wow.
But the beauty of it is that there was a short video posted. So if you want to know what it sounds like when a fireworks aisle is set on fire at a Phoenix Walmart, it sounds a little something like this.
What would Sam say?
Hugs are great.
Sam Walton. Wow.
It's not much to look at because it's all, like garbage fireworks and it's fully lit.
Still scary.
Right.
No one was caught. No one was hurt.
Whoa.
So there you go.
Well, if anybody else does that, you blame Rob Spiewak for putting that on the audio vault.
That's right. Exactly right. One
How
time
dare
when my
they?
mom was working at Safeway, the potato chip aisle caught on fire.
Did it really?
And it went up quick. Because think about that. All that wax paper and
Were
oil.
you there?
And oil.
Yeah. I was smoking pot in the chip aisle. Are you watching The Bachelorette this season, or are you too busy?
I'm too busy right now. What's going on?
Right now, they're in the, I guess they're a couple weeks into the season, and here's what's so brilliant about ABC. They let Jimmy Kimmel make fun of The Bachelor. And it is the best promotion. It's the best
very
promotion.
Similar. It's not totally similar, but it's like Jon Stewart and Arby's.
Exactly.
When the advertiser lets you do that. It's
but
great.
this is some great analysis of The Bachelor from Jimmy Kimmel last night.
Tonight on ABC, we had a new episode of The Bachelorette. One of the guys who got the boot tonight was Daniel, a Canadian gentleman who had a real way with words.
The chance of her falling for me, I got a better chance of getting struck by lightning while shaving my face.
I'm not sure, but I think we just witnessed our first live stroke on The Bachelorette.
So if you're paying attention, he had a better chance of being struck by lightning while shaving his face. And that's not what you want. Maybe go with a plastic handle. Let's close with this. Mike, I think that the fact that Kiss is still together and touring is pretty remarkable.
I think it's pretty sad.
Well, no, they love the money. They love the money.
Yeah, and I say that, but by the way, there's gonna come a day where you're gonna be forgetting things. I'm gonna be blowing spit bubbles, and Oscar's gonna be carrying us, and that's gonna be a fun day for the show.
Yeah, when you hear the two motorized wheelchairs hitting the platform at the Improv. But this is an interesting question because, they're in their 40th year, I think, and they're on tour again. And they asked Paul Stanley, who does your makeup? Which is, I think, a valid question.
Solid question.
So here's Paul Stanley on Kiss's makeup.
And the truth is we still do our own makeup, and it never have had anyone else do it. it's a ritual. It's something that we love doing. It's like putting on the war paint, and nobody touches our faces with that makeup other than us, and it's always been that way.
And then they chased him around with an official licensed Kiss butterfly net. So that is your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Tuesday, everybody.
That's it. Thanks for joining us for another episode of the Mike O'Mara Show. Be sure and join us every day on the air or online at MikeO'MaraShow.com. To mail us anything that doesn't stink or tick, our address is TMOS, Box 2796.
I'm Stink.
And I'm Tick. 2796 Leesburg, Virginia, 20177. All messages and birthday requests for our weekly mailbag segment can be sent to Rob with 2 B's at MikeO'MaraShow.com. The Mike O'Mara Show is all about you. Thanks for your continued passionate support of all things TMOS, and please continue to spread the word about our show all over the world. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, this is Mike O'Mara reminding you to join us again for your favorite part of the day, the Mike O'Mara Show. Bye-bye, everybody.
So long.
Ciao, ciao.
Good day. One last thing. Please remember that MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon is the best way to shop for anything and everything. So, shop Amazon and get there through our website. Always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. Now, go in peace.
Remember the 5th of November.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.